Good afternoon. This is some unscheduled stuff. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of September, 2025 here at 3B District Court. Did not have any arraignments or anything scheduled for today because it was a jury day and we didn't have a jury trial set. So I had a very productive morning working on some other projects. Hey, and the magistrate's not here today, so they needed somebody to do the jail arraignments, and so I said I would do them. There's about 7 of them. They're a little knotty. Also, I've been spending some time getting ready for Friday's hearings on the Rosemary Blair case, set for Friday afternoon. Anyway, I have not been on the bench. I didn't expect to go on the bench when I came in this morning, but I didn't wear a tie, but I put one on for this. So we set these for 2. I was advised that Mr. Stickley, the public defender, may be a bit late. So I'm ready. I've got all 7 cases here. Everybody owes us money, varying degrees of new cases and people that failed to appear when they were supposed to. Good morning, Tasmania and British Columbia and Sarasota and Three Rivers. I get it's good afternoon. Yes, my wife made the cookies today. Pumpkin butterscotch. Okay, we'll let this tick for a minute till we see that Mr. Stickley's logged in, and then we'll start. I let it run a little bit the other morning, and we got some people that always have to ruin it. So as we usually do, shut it off. Warm in Nashville. My friends, I think, just left Nashville and headed back for Florida. It's a fine line between Saturday night and Sunday morning. I don't think Jimmy Buffett made that up, but that's in the song Fruitcakes. I think it's probably an old Southern saying. It's a fine line between Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. Well, around Wednesday afternoon. Got some other stuff, competency things and some other things that need some attention. So thank you all for saying good afternoon. And let's see who we got. It was fine. I had time to do these more than Judge Pattison did today. Had a meeting, actually I had 2 meetings at lunch, and I have a housing task force roundtable meeting tonight after work. So there's plenty going on, plus maybe trivia. Here's the jail. Let's see who our first customer is. This room's got a weird, odd perspective, but it's not as noisy as the room up front. The best room is the original Polycom room, which we don't use much anymore. Good afternoon. I've been working on these, trying to get everything lined up. My goal was to try to do these this morning, but it just wasn't feasible. I could have done a couple at 10 that were ready. And I said, let's just wait. And the magistrate usually does them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll do them at his appointed hour. Good afternoon. Are you Cassandra Stratton?
Yes.
Stratton will be with you in just a moment. We're waiting for Mr. Stickley, the public defender, to join us. Deputy, who else have you got in there with you?
This is, go ahead and tell them who you are.
My name is Caleb Kahila. I'm training to be a corrections officer.
Okay, welcome. You're welcome to be here. Just do everything she tells you and you'll be just fine. That and Sergeant Rice.
Mr. Ears.
There's a lot of people I don't know out there anymore. Once upon a time, I knew the entire corrections staff, but that's been quite some time and there's been so much turnover. All right, Ms. Stratton, hopefully he'll be here any minute. When they say they'll be here at 10 after, I'm always a little skeptical. They were in a meeting and he said he would try to get there. All right, exactly 3 minutes is what I'm told. I'll hold them. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the record on so I don't forget. Exactly 3 minutes ago, 1 minute ago would be 2 minutes from now. So we'll see how we do here. Here he is. He was 1 minute early.
They're gonna set the bond and also pick their next court dates. That's what you're gonna.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stickley.
Thank you for your flexibility, Judge.
We try to be flexible. Tiffany is here with us from Community Corrections, and the jail staff has brought in Cassandra Jean Stratton. This is file number 1679 SM. Good afternoon. Are you Cassandra Stratton?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've met, but I needed to identify you for the record. This is Judge Middleton here at the courthouse. You got arrested last night on a warrant that alleges you and your co-defendant, Mr. Salman, conspired to commit a retail fraud at the Meyer store in Three Rivers on July 15th. The warrant issued sometime in early August and you got arrested last night. You're charged with conspiring with Chad Salman to commit this retail fraud. And then you're also charged with retail fraud second degree, just independently. Those are both misdemeanors, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Let me ask you a couple of questions, Ms. Stratton. How did you get arrested last night?
I was riding my bike with a couple of friends
Where were you arrested?
by the cemetery.
Last night?
Yes.
What time?
I think it was around 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little later. I don't know.
Were you camping back there or something?
No, we came from my friend Doug's home and we were going to the gas station. And we just got done
Why
working
are
on.
you at the cemetery?
We weren't at the cemetery. My friend ran the stop sign and he didn't put his arm out for signaling which way he was going, and he didn't have the correct lights on. I was the only one that did any of it that was legal with my
Were you on a
license.
bicycle or were you in a car?
That's not a bike. We were all on bikes.
And was Chad with you then?
No, Chad's incarcerated right now.
Yes, he is. We'll deal with him in a minute. I didn't know if he got arrested at the same time you did. Okay, where are you living?
201, what's the road? Right behind Little Caesars. The road, I can't remember what road it is.
Portage Street?
Yes.
Are you really homeless?
No.
All right, I'm not sure where you're out at 3 a.m. in the dark.
No, we were working on bikes. I needed some tires for my bike because they kept on getting flat, so I had to walk all the way out to Haynes Road, and my friend went with me, and so that's what we did because I couldn't find the right size tire tubes.
Haynes Road to the junkie house where the Lavender boys live?
No, there.
Not there?
No.
All right, well, all right. I'll ask you this. I think I'll know the answer. You have a chance to plead guilty to this or not guilty. If you wish to plead not guilty, I'll appoint an attorney for you and set it for a pretrial conference. That's what Mr. Stickley, the public defender, is advising. So would you like to plead not guilty?
I just want to get this over with, honestly, and plead guilty.
All right, well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Mr. Stickley, I can do a breakout room, but
That would be appropriate briefly.
all right, let you speak with this fine gentleman. He's our public defender, and he can speak with you privately. And then if you still want to plead guilty, I'll ask you some questions. All right, everybody was out at 3 a.m. by the cemetery last night, riding a bike in the dark, looking for a tire. Obviously there's struggles. 20 seconds. All right, we return. Ms. Stratton, you had an opportunity to discuss this with Mr. Stickley. Do you still wish to plead guilty or would you rather plead not guilty?
Your Honor, after discussing the matter, she wishes to plead not guilty, and I set the matter for the appropriate hearings. I would suggest appointing counsel in this particular matter.
All right. Is that true, Ms. Stratton? You wish to plead not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney. And actually, the public defender's office will appoint an attorney. I think it's going to be Mr. Truckee. And we're going to set an attorney pretrial for October 3rd. Just 23 days from now. You owe me $762 worth of unpaid fines and costs. Most importantly, you owe me $246 on a previous retail fraud charge from 2023, 232423SM. And the other stuff is mostly just traffic, but you had a previous retail fraud. So does Mr. Salman, and you haven't paid on it. I think you're mostly homeless. You don't even know what your address is. You're not employed. You're out at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bunch of people you probably shouldn't be with, and you got arrested. And you've got $782 worth of unpaid fines. It's a condition of your bond that you not go to the Myers stores. You're barred from Myers. I'm going to set the bond at just amount you owe on the last case, which is $250, cash or surety. I'm not giving you a PR bond because this is charges of conspiracy. You had a recent conviction for the same thing and you didn't pay the fine. And so I'll set the bond low, but not at a PR bond. Do you think you'll be able to post bond?
No.
All right, then Mr. Truckee will come out and see you at the jail. I can remove some of the fine money with a jail sentence, so we'll explore that further. If you bond out, you need to contact your attorney and be ready to be here on October 3rd at 8:30. If you don't bond out, they'll bring you up here and we'll deal with you on October 3rd at 8:30. Ms. Stratton, you're good to go. Let's do Mr. Salman next, if we could. 201 Portage Street is some of the apartments owned by Terry and Larry Richmond. I'm sure if she's staying there, they don't know it. Tiffany, you may be interested to know that Stickley Farms opens on Saturday, September 13th. Saw it on the news.
Is it?
It's a
Yeah.
wedding venue also.
It's what?
I said I didn't realize it was a wedding venue also.
My sister got married there last weekend, and I'm gonna get choked up talking about it. It was one of the most unexpected, beautiful, great things ever. It was a blast.
Oh, good. Did everybody go through the haunted trailers after the ceremony, or did they?
Well, we made her we made my future brother-in-law run through there unassisted a couple times to make sure he could cope with the family. But other than that, he's all right. No, it was a wonderful weekend, and it's going to be a fun time this weekend.
It's supposed to be hot. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Are you Chad Ryan Salman?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Salman, this is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the court. We've met. Mr. Keith Stickley, the Chief Public Defender, is here, and Tiffany Howe from Community Corrections is also present. You got arrested, and we'll find out your circumstance, apparently last night. You're charged with co-defendant Cassandra Stratton with conspiracy to commit retail fraud at Myers and retail fraud, just loan. It's alleged that you guys went in there on July 14th and put a bunch of property in a backpack. And they have video footage of it. And then I think you left. Cassandra blamed the whole thing on you, said she didn't do anything, you did it. At any rate, the prosecutor issued warrants in early August and you got arrested last night. How did you come to get arrested?
I've been in the county jail for a month and a half now.
Yeah, he wasn't
All right,
arrested last night.
That's what Cassandra said. Let me see, when did they authorize this? Hey, it was authorized 8/8. I'm not sure when the officer signed it, but all right, you've been in jail now for, see what else you're in on. I should have known that. Oh, yes. Okay. You got 35 days. There's another retail fraud, 251167 SM, and a felony methamphetamine charge. I'm gonna show you plead not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for October 3rd at 8:30. You're barred from Myers. Bond is $500 cash or surety. You have $1,796 worth of unpaid fines and costs and fees, including a retail fraud that Judge Pattison just did, I think, where you owe $425. But at this point, I think you're being held on the felony case. We'll put the case on the same track as Miss Stratton. I got a different lawyer for each one of you. And your lawyer will come out to the jail and see you. If you do get out of jail before then, you need to contact your lawyer, make an appointment to discuss it. If you don't get out of jail, they'll bring you up here on October 3rd. So I set the bond $500 cash or surety. The only bond condition is you not go to Myers. All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Shayna, did you ever find out what the deal was on Dustin Lace? I think Dustin Lace did the night Chicago died.
So he just didn't appear for an arraignment, but he'll be seen on that tomorrow. So it's a criminal warrant or pending further action, right?
Well, no, he issued a bench warrant in July. Did we ever do one?
Then I'm not finding it. I looked him up by his birthday. Do you have it pulled up? Cause if you give me the case number, I'll go run them in JMS.
Oops. 251259 SM.
Hold on, let's go
I'll write
in
it on
there.
here.
Can you go to case documents? Because I wanna say he tried to, but I don't think he even appeared to his original arraignment.
He didn't.
So, yeah, so he
Please do.
can't technically issue a bench warrant if they never appeared to their official arraignment. So in our system, it's pending further action.
You can't do a bench warrant for not feeling for arraignment?
Yeah, if they haven't been arraigned.
I disagree with that, but at any rate, we don't have a bench warrant for him?
No, but he will definitely, I lodged him already, so he'll be seen on that tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay? You want me to take these two?
yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got one less guy to see. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Are you Eric Thompson?
Yes, I am.
All right, there's more than one Eric Thompson. You're Eric Lee Thompson?
Yeah, Eric Lee Thompson the second, sir.
Okay, I don't know if we've met. I'm Judge Middleton.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, we meeting on these circumstances.
This is file 251830 SM. This is just a criminal arraignment on a warrant. Magistrate isn't here today, so you're stuck with me. The only guy in the list today that doesn't owe me money.
I don't owe you money?
Yeah, no, I don't see that you owe me any money. Everybody owes me money.
I thought maybe, I don't know.
The worst part of it, I don't get any of the money. People owe the court money. Let's talk about your circumstance. You got arrested alleging that you assaulted Madison Williams, someone you had a dating relationship with or a child in common. 2 counts, domestic violence misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. I could not find any criminal record in our system or any other system. So let me ask you a couple questions, jail arraignment.
Okay.
Where do you live? 1023 Cato Lane, apartment A2.
Correct.
Are you on the lease?
Yes.
Who else lives there?
Madison and our 2 children. And then my oldest daughter, she's 12. She comes every other weekend.
All right, the allegation is that you claim she assaulted you, she claims you assaulted her, pushed her in the face, broke her glasses, pulled her hair, then laid on her. An interesting note here is your blood alcohol at the jail was a 0.198, so you were 2.5 times the legal limit for alcohol. If you get out of jail, I'm not going to let you go back to Cato Lane. Have you got someplace to go?
Yes.
Where is that?
It's in Sturgis. It's on Memorial Drive.
Who's that with?
Buddy, Dakota Dodd. Well, he's like my brother. We've known each other
What's
for
his
20
name?
years. Dakota Dodd.
Dakota Dodd?
Yeah.
Do you work somewhere?
Yes.
Where
I
do you
also
work?
I just started yesterday at that job, so I'm pretty sure they're calling me trying to figure out where I'm at. It's Unique Trucks Accessories. I want to say that's off of Clay Street in Sturgis.
So you got good and drunk the night before you were to start your first day at work at your new job? That
No,
doesn't
no,
show real.
I started my new job. I did a great job that day, and I came home and I had I was
Well,
up at 4.
don't
Yeah,
tell me
let's
more
not,
about it.
we're getting too
Where
far.
was your other job?
Huh?
Where was, you started to mention you had another job.
I DoorDash.
Oh, also
Yes.
DoorDash.
Correct. If I put 40 hours in DoorDashing, it could easily be $500 to $600 a week. But I have to get up and actually put those hours in.
All right.
I drank right after
No, let's
I got
not,
out.
let's not get into all of that.
Well, you have the right to plead guilty to these charges, but I think Mr. Stickley would recommend that you plead not guilty and I appoint an attorney for you. Is that acceptable?
Yes, that's acceptable. Thank you, Mr. Stickley.
He's good about that.
I'm sorry, guys. These are all new faces.
All right, I'm gonna put, appoint an attorney and set an attorney pretrial for 10/3/25. Tiffany, I saw your praxis here. You couldn't find any criminal record either. Is that correct? Yes?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson, are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No, sir. No,
On
sir.
bond anywhere?
No, sir.
All
This
right,
would
that's
be
what
his-
we saw.
If you give me a bond, this would be my first bond.
I'm gonna give you a bond, but there's gonna be some conditions to the bond.
Okay.
That you not use any drugs or alcohol and take a test upon demand of any police officer, probation officer, or the court. No contact with Madison Williams. That means no direct contact, no text, no email, no Instagram, no 2 tin cans and a piece of string. You can't talk to her or communicate with her. You can communicate through an intermediary regarding visitation with your kids, a friend or a relative, but you can't talk to her till I order further. No weapons, no assaultive behavior. And I am concerned about the blood alcohol content of 0.198. So I'm going to order pretrial supervision by the Community Corrections Department. You're not going to drink any alcohol. We're going to keep track of it. I'm going to set your bond at $400 cash or surety with conditions as listed. As far as I can tell, you got no criminal record. You and the complainant live together, have children together. You're on the lease, at least according to you. If you're not on the lease, that could cause problems for her. But
No, she's the one that's not on the lease.
all right, she's not on the lease, so that's interesting.
Correct. Yeah, she was living with her mother, and I was taking care of the kids. But when she, moved in.
Well,
with
no
me-
con, so if she moves out, you can move back into your own apartment. But absent that, you can't go in there. You're in sort of an upside down situation. But yeah, when you got somebody in there off book, it subjects you to being evicted. So that's not a great
Well,
situation.
they know she's there. She's not on the lease.
All right, good. Anyway, I'm very concerned about your blood alcohol at 10 o'clock at night at a 0.198 the day before you start a new job, telling me there may be a large alcohol issue here, but I can't really tell. So if you post the bond, which I expect you're going to, you need to contact your lawyer and make an appointment to discuss this with them prior to October 3rd. There's also, as soon as you get out, you need to contact the Community Corrections Department. The phone number is on the order. I think I got the current order, 435-4964. Is that right?
It should be 535-4964.
535-4964. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'll see you on October 3rd with your lawyer. You're
Okay.
good to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, we're working on it.
Sir, who was his attorney gonna be? Was that Mr. Truckee as well?
That one, let's see what they told me. It would be the esteemed Ross Truckee.
Thank you.
Mr. Pelfrey has 2 cases. Good afternoon, sir. Are you Willard Ray Pelfrey?
Yes, how you doing, Milton?
I'm doing okay. I gotta see you on a couple of matters. Joining me is Mr. Stickley, the Chief Public Defender, Keith Stickley, and Tiffany Howe from the Community Corrections Department. You got an old warrant and a new warrant. Let's talk about the new one first. You were walking down the railroad tracks last night with your pack, and they stopped you, searched you, and found a small quantity of methamphetamine in your wallet. So they charged you with possession of methamphetamine yesterday. That's a felony punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $15,000.
I'm gonna be in jail for the rest of my life. Over a
Say that again?
Hang on.
What can we do? What can we do? I mean, I'm homeless.
Well,
I don't have
what I'm gonna
money.
do is I'm gonna show you plead not guilty.
Okay,
I'm gonna appoint a lawyer to help you. And I'm gonna
Okay.
set an attorney pre-trial, excuse me, a pre-exam conference.
can I ask you a question?
Yes,
One of the officers said something about a PR bond. Cause I'm trying to get a job through Perry Woods and I gotta see the guy tomorrow.
on a
I've been
horse.
homeless for over a year. And my dad, my girlfriend, my dad, and my aunt all died within the last 2 years. So I've pretty much been thrown on the street, and I've been trying to get out of that. My buddy Rip's been trying to help me out by letting me stay on his porch, but he's getting in trouble for that, for me being there. So I went and talked to him that day and talked to Greg, and he said to come see him in the morning about getting a pallet job out of
All right, so
Woods.
you've been staying on Rip Rippy's porch?
Yes. Because I was staying at the townhouse one, but my aunt passed away and my dad was staying with her. He was sick and he had something wrong with his side or something. He went into the hospital and they took him
Well,
down.
we've got a lot of homeless people out there, and we just had a couple we dealt with a little bit while ago. You're homeless over by Sturgis, walking
Yes.
with your backpack and your tent.
Well, actually, what I was doing, sir, was cleaning
Part
up
of
the
the
area.
reason, these two things are related, possession of methamphetamine and homelessness.
Yes,
Sort
it
of
is.
go
It's
hand
hot.
in hand.
It's
All
very
right,
bad
so we
out.
need to deal with that one. Let's talk about the other one. In that case, you're charged with trespass.
Yes,
This
yes,
is
yes,
an older, warrant, June 26th of 2025. You
Yes,
got
sir.
a ticket for trespass. They told you not to go back to the Dollar General store.
Dollar
And I
General, what
think
Dollar
that's what
General?
that's about.
I don't know what you're talking about the Dollar General store for.
Well,
What's
let
that got to do
me,
with?
let me take a closer look at this one. That one, if I didn't call it, is 2512550 OM. It's an ordinance case.
I don't know what you're talking about that.
Got a ticket
I never
on
got a
June
ticket from-
26th for trespassing
Yes,
at the
trespassing.
Dollars.
No,
You
no,
didn't
no,
show
I-
up for your court hearing.
Sir,
And,
I've never, you got the wrong person because I've never been kicked off of Dollar's General store ever. I never did nothing there. It was at a house right beside it. It was an abandoned house that I got evicted.
Oh, it was
Trespass on.
abandoned house. Yeah,
Yeah.
was that
It was right uptown.
illegal entry
Well,
at
the door was open. It was illegal entry. And they said that let's go back.
trespass under Sturgis ordinance is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, and fine of up to $500. How do you plead to that charge?
I plead guilty to that charge. Because I,
Or
you know, they
anybody
caught me.
threaten you to get you to do that?
No, sir, no,
Or promise you anything?
no.
Well, let's
Because
talk
I-
about that. Do you understand that if you do plead to that trespass charge, you will be giving
Yeah.
up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury, and there will not be a trial. If
Yes,
you
sir.
had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney, we could appoint one for you at county expense.
Yes.
Or you could hire one if you chose. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless you're able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So was this a deal? The place was open. You just went in there because you thought you could sleep in there?
Oh, yeah, I was homeless. It had electricity. You know, I had a little electric heater. It was cold. I went in there and went to sleep. And I thought, well, if I kept quiet, you know, and didn't no one had seen me, you know, I'd be all right for a little bit until
All
I
right,
got out of there.
let's cross this.
All right, well,
bridge.
he's entered his plea. It wasn't cold on June 26th, but this
I'm-
house
I'm-
has been
I'm
a
little
source
more-
of problem
I'm
to the
all
city.
time.
I'm gonna
I'm
order
told-
in that case, 1 day jail credit, 1 day. And I'm gonna order $125 worth of fines or 2 additional days.
Day credit one.
So I got 2 more days. I can't pay
So-
nothing. I guess.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, you already owe me $1,796 in unpaid fines and costs.
On what fines and costs is that? Is
Well,
this just the trespassing ones?
Wait a minute, Mr. Pelfrey, I got the wrong guy. You owe $628. You have a
Okay.
retail fraud from 2003, $204 that you didn't pay. A retail fraud from 2024 that you didn't pay. And
I never even. Why
failed
is
to
that? Why
display a
is those
valid
coming up now
license.
when I've been stopped by the cops numerous times prior and never had a warrant put out?
Well, they don't have warrants, you just owe the money.
Well,
So
if
I'm
you
gonna
shot-
order you not use any drugs or alcohol and take a test upon demand of any police or probation officer. No weapons, no assaultive behavior,
Yes, sir.
and
Not a
I'm
violent
gonna-
person. So.
you owe $600 in that felony case, 251829FY. I'm gonna order a $1,000 cash or surety bond.
I
It's
can't
not
pay that.
likely to post that, but if you do,
I don't have
we
no-
managed to struggle through in the summertime with our homeless folks. We seem to have more and more of them. There was never a thing when I first started. Everybody had a roof over their head. Now we've probably got 300 homeless people.
I didn't plan to be homeless.
Well, no one
It's just-
tries to be homeless. I know you don't want to be unhoused.
Very hard to get out of being homeless.
Yes,
When
yeah,
you're
I understand. You get caught in the cycle and you're just trying to survive
Well,
one day
people
to the
come
next.
to town.
Well, for a while, I'm gonna give you 3 square meals and a shower, and a place to stay until your pre-exam conference on September 23rd. I think
I
the
got-
attorney,
I got
In
stay
that
here
case-
until September 23rd.
uh-huh,
I don't get PR bond.
no
That
PR bond.
officers- Okay. Man, I mean,
All
it
right.
don't matter, man. I don't got no life out there. I got no family members whatsoever on either side. They all died, so.
So
it
there's a
doesn't matter
lot of
what-
Pelfreys around here.
Yeah, but they're not my side of the tracks. There's the Pelfreys that have their own tracks. All
Yes.
Pelfreys not hang out together or like
No.
each other.
All right, well, you're on the wrong side of the tracks, but let's see what we do on September 23rd. And you'll get a little bit of clean time, some meals,
Well,
safe.
if I have till September 23rd, if I still can't pay nothing.
Well, we'll talk about that at that time, but you're charged with a 10-year felony offense. I took care of the trespass with time served.
Bag of dope is gonna give you 10 years. I can't see that. I can't see that. I didn't have no meth in the bag. It was empty.
All right, well, I didn't make the charge up. That's what the
No, I'm
prosecutor
just saying,
said.
it was
So,
empty bag, so how can you get 10 years over an empty bag?
well, it's what
When
they used to call a no dope.
Somebody go out,
dope
kill
case.
somebody,
So
get less time.
All right.
I'll see you on the 3rd. If I could have our waiver guy, Kelvin Terry. I don't have a good answer to our homeless problem in a microcosm. Certainly, they're struggling even in places like Kalamazoo and certainly in bigger places. We don't have as much of a homeless problem as warm weather places have. And many of our homeless people have gone to Kalamazoo because they got better services. Grand Rapids puts people on a bus and sends them to Kalamazoo. Anyway, we've got the homeless people in Sturgis. Their remedy is to charge them with trespass. And so far it hasn't been that great of a solution, but he's just trying to make his way in the world. He does not need methamphetamine as part of his equation. The guy I thought I had, Mr. Lace, apparently the paperwork isn't ready. They had to get a new warrant. He didn't show up for his arraignment. So Shayna claims we can't do a bench warrant in that circumstance. They have to go back and get an original warrant. So that warrant isn't done yet. Plus he may have a new charge. So they're going to deal with him tomorrow. I guess Lou can deal with that.
I'm going to log off since your next one is just
Yeah, just a
waiver
waiver of
vaccination.
extradition. All right,
Good.
thank you.
Bye,
How did the
guys.
meeting go today?
It went good. I was real nervous. It was my first time ever doing anything like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
so-
great. I went to this session. I thought it was an alternative treatment orders for drug and alcohol abuse. It was actually about mental health alternative treatment options rather than hospitalization for mental health cases. So it was interesting and helpful if you could get everybody on the same page. But that's where I was. So, all right. Thanks.
Not a problem. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good afternoon, sir. Are you Kelvin Ray Terry?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I don't know if we met, but I'm Judge Middleton. This is file 251828EX. The EX stands for extradition. You're wanted in LaGrange County, Indiana. We had done this a couple of years ago. It seems like you got extradited a year or two ago. But
Yes, sir.
you had some Michigan charges, which maybe they've resolved, I guess. But in a parole hold, once that stuff is released, I guess you can go to Indiana. So here's what I was told, that you wanted to waive extradition and be able to go back to LaGrange County and take care of your charges there. Is that correct?
Absolutely, sir.
All right, that's often the best course. You can fight it, and then you just sit here for 90 days of dead time. Well, let's talk about this. I, Kelvin Ray Terry II, am the person wanted by LaGrange County, Indiana, on a charge of failing to appear when released on a felony charge. And I have trouble determining what the underlying charge was, but you failed to appear last March in LaGrange on a felony charge. Here's the language. I waive the issuance and service of a Michigan governor's warrant and other procedures incidental to extradition proceedings, including the right to an attorney unless I've already retained one. I voluntarily agree to return to the demanding state of Indiana in the custody of an agent of that state. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've signed it. The staff will either fax it or email it out to corrections staff. They can have you sign the waiver. Deputies, I don't know whether he's done with that other stuff. You guys would know from your booking thing, but They presented this and he's willing to waive to go back to LaGrange, and I think that's a wise choice. All right, thanks for your help. I think that completes everybody they gave me to do. Mr. Lace, they'll deal with him tomorrow, so thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
All right, good luck with your big grand opening this weekend. And you're preceding the fair again this time. You guys are competing for some of the same customers, but you're in ahead of them. All right, I will see you probably tomorrow. Thank you.
Tomorrow. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Next one up I have is Clayton Perry, last name Perry with a P. Yeah, but
Good morning. We are on the record in BU 2024 TR 2342, State of Kansas versus Clayton Thomas Perry, Jared Regier for the state. Mr. Perry appears in person. You are Clayton Thomas Perry.
yes, ma'am.
Do you have an attorney or counsel with you today, Mr. Perry?
I have my dad here.
Is he an attorney?
No, he's not an attorney.
All right, so you don't have an attorney today.
No.
All right, well, you're charged in count one with driving while suspended. Without a prior conviction for that, you're looking at a B misdemeanor. The sentence is anywhere from 5 days up to 6 months, but jail time is not mandatory. And then you're looking at a fine up to $1,000. On count two, you're looking at driving without proof of liability insurance. That also without a prior is a B misdemeanor. And minimum fine for that is $300 up to $1,000. And the sentence could be up to 6 months, although probation is an option.
And Your Honor,
I'm just noticing you filed an amended information, Counselor.
that would appear accurate based off the state's records, Your Honor.
All right. Let me double check and see what they did with this amended information, Mr. Perry. It looks like they must have been satisfied that you did have insurance, you just couldn't provide proof, but you provided the proof later. So on June 13th of 25, the state dismissed count two. So you're looking strictly at driving while suspended, one Class B misdemeanor. You do have the right to an attorney because of the possibility of jail time. Do you wish to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed?
I'm sorry.
Do you want to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed?
No.
Do you want to waive
no.
your right? You want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself?
Yes.
All right. Now I heard someone say no when I asked you that question, but it didn't look like you initially. Was it your father?
He just advised no, but I will say no, that I'll waive my right.
All right. How old are you, Mr. Perry?
29 years old.
29. All right. Is it your own independent decision to waive your right to attorney?
Yes. Will this hurt me in any way if I do so, or?
That's up to you. If you can represent yourself as well as the attorney could, I don't see how it could hurt you, but maybe an attorney would know something you wouldn't. I just can't say that's your call. I can only tell you what your rights are. Your right is to hire an attorney, or if you cannot afford an attorney, to apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. But it is also your right to waive attorney and proceed on your own behalf.
I'll do that option.
You don't want an attorney then?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're sure this is your decision and not your father's?
Yes, this is my independent decision. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Read
It looks like you've got a waiver of counsel in front of you.
Okay.
Did you read that document, sir?
You want me to read it? Your
I
Honor?
want you to read it to yourself. And did you read it to yourself before you?
Yep.
signed it?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
basic, and it's confirming in writing that you know you have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford to hire one can be appointed if you qualify,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wish to give up that right and proceed on your own behalf. That's
Yes,
what you're
ma'am.
wanting. If that's what you're wanting to do, please sign that if you haven't already. It looked like you may have read it first. Or
He signed it.
first.
Yes, ma'am.
But then you did go back and read it and you confirmed that signature. All right, I'll affirm it. So how do you plead then to having waived your right to counsel? How do you plead to count? Now, again, this is these are both B misdemeanors. And if you get a future driving while suspended or insurance, you could potentially look at mandatory jail time. You're sure you don't want an attorney to talk to you about what all this means and could mean down the road? Because these will go on your record.
Can we get them expunged?
Well, an attorney could advise you on when or if or how you could get those expunged. Was that your father asking that question, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you want to talk to an attorney? Sounds like you have some questions there that your father can't answer, and I don't know how important it is for me to try to be your lawyer when I'm also your judge. I don't think that'd be ethically correct for me to do that.
Yeah, so Your Honor, I'm willing to move forward on that with an attorney, but also if I have to represent myself, I think that, today I brought documentation of the driver's license reinstatement notice in
Put
paper.
that down. I don't want this is on YouTube, and I don't want the whole viewing kingdom to
Right.
see
And then
that.
okay. And then I brought in this piece of paper that I'm holding, I won't show it, but it shows the Geico insurance company that I was with, and it showed
That's
it
been dismissed.
up to date at the time of the pullover. Oh, she said that?
Yeah. So the real question here that we have, Your Honor, is that the driver's license was reinstated on the 24th. And we have documentation of that. And I think these things on 7/12 of 2024. So we felt like these passed in the night, I guess, officially when he got pulled over again, just like not having insurance. The driver's license notice was not
Right, if you're
until.
going to try to represent him, let's at least put your face on the screen, sir. All right, what is your name, please, for the record?
Brett Perry.
Brett Perry, and you're the defendant's father, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not an attorney of law, is that right?
Yeah, we're just trying to get out of here with
Okay.
we just want to get, move on from this, I guess. And
All
however
right,
that
well,
might be.
Sir, is he your only child?
No, he's not.
Well, he's 29 years old.
I can,
Legally, that makes him an adult. Legally, that makes him
Yes, I can
responsible.
Mm.
And I know that as a parent, believe me, as a parent, I know sometimes it's hard to cut those strings and let them take care of themselves, but he really needs to deal with this on his own. So if you could let him, please.
fine. It's,
Okay.
Now,
I,
parent advice is valuable at any stage of life, in my opinion. So if he needs to talk to you off the record, I'll let him do that. But for the record, he needs to represent himself or hire an attorney.
yeah, so Your Honor, this is out of respect. At the time of the pullover with the officer,
Just deny.
Hold on,
Had-
you're about ready to say something that could be used against you. I have a feeling at a trial, and if you have an attorney, the first thing you do is don't say anything right now. So let's focus on one thing at a time. I think I know where you're going with that.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And I appreciate the fact that you respect your dad's efforts to try to help you. That's a good thing that you have a parent that wants to help you and is concerned, but you need to take accountability, and you recognize that, and I appreciate that. All right. And your dad may have wonderful advice for you. And as I said, that can be good throughout your life. But at this point, I need to talk to you alone. So,
Okay.
Mr. Perry, do you want to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed who can listen to what you're wanting to say, what your dad's wanting to say, and tell you if that would be justification for dismissal of these charges or not?
No,
You do not want an attorney under any circumstances.
no.
Is that still dad talking?
Is that what, you asked me, didn't you, ma'am?
I'm talking to the defendant. Are you the defendant?
No, ma'am.
I'm talking to the guy who allegedly was
I thought you
driving
were
down
talking
the
to me.
road, who was allegedly driving down the road with a suspended license and no insurance. That's the guy I'm talking to. And I think that's the gentleman now on the screen who's told me he was Clayton Thomas Perry. You are Clayton Thomas Perry, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now I want to hear your voice, not your dad's.
Okay. Okay.
So you
What-
do not
what-
want an attorney under any circumstances. You feel like you've got this. You want to proceed on your own behalf, come what may. You, not dad, you. You're the one that's going to have to serve any jail
Right.
time, not your dad. You're the one that's going to have to pay any fines, not your dad. Well, maybe your dad will help you. I don't know. Now, if you
Yes,
need a
I
minute,
think
if
that-
you need a minute, a recess to recess and talk to your dad, I will grant that. But it's not going to be in the middle of the hearing and he's not going to talk for you. So if you
Alright.
want a quick recess, I'll grant that. Is that what you want?
Yes.
All right, we'll
Yes.
take a quick recess from this matter, go off the record, put them just turn off their camera, deputy, or whatever we need to do for them. Do I need to have them go in a breakout room? Why don't you do that, Destiny? Click them in a breakout room.
Yeah.
Okay. So they can have privacy.
They could go out in the hallway if you want.
Can I go over
That'd
here?
be fine.
and talk to
That'd
him?
be fine. That'd probably be as good as anything, as efficient.
Yeah. Let me know when you're done.
Mhm. All right, shall we try to take up someone else in the meantime?
Nicholas George. Last name George.
Come on in,
Nicholas
Mr.
George.
George.
Nicholas. Yes.
We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 198, State of Kansas versus Nicholas Jean George. Jared Regier for the state. Are you Nicholas Jean George?
Yes,
And how old are you, Mr. George?
I am 18.
18 years old. Well, traffic law in Kansas considers that to be an adult if you're going to take on that adult activity. But if you have a parent nearby because you are 18, if you want them to be nearby, I would not prohibit that. Do you
Okay.
have an attorney?
I do have
Mr.
one.
I have grandma. Grandma's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, what is grandma's name?
Trisha Avila. TRICIA AVILA.
1L?
Yes.
All right. Now, Miss Avila, I'm letting you be here with him because he's 18, but he is an adult, so he does need to represent himself.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. George, do you have an attorney today?
I do not.
Do you want to have an attorney? You can hire an attorney, or you can apply for court appointed if you don't think you can afford an attorney.
No attorney.
No.
All right. Now, again, Grandma said no, and so then you said no. This has got to be your decision because you're the legal adult. You are charged with driving without insurance, which is a Class B misdemeanor crime. It carries a fine of at least $300 plus court costs of $108 and a possible jail sentence up to 6 months. And because you're 18, you could serve that in jail with adult inmates. Knowing that, you still wish to waive an attorney?
No. Oh, no attorney.
You still want no attorney, even though there's the potential for jail time up to 6 months.
Yes.
All right. You want a minute to talk to your grandma?
Their attorney's not going to help him. He was driving with no proof of insurance.
All right,
And-
Grandma, the attorney would say, don't be saying that until the trial, and only then he may not let you say it at trial.
Yeah.
You just make, okay. All right. If you're bound and determined you're going to waive your right to an attorney, deputy, have him fill out that form.
That's your signature?
Yeah, not really that great, but. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a signature. You're gonna find out that does not work.
All right, now. My computer screen says attempted driving without insurance. I think that's one of those computer glitches when maybe KHP or one of the officers put that in there. This is not an alleged attempt, Mr. Regier. This is an actual allegation that he was driving without insurance. Is that correct?
With all due respect, Your Honor, it would appear a notice for correction was filed with the court on May 29th of this year.
And I see your actual charging document, January 16th, says no proof. So I don't know how that needs to get corrected in the computer. I never know who has to do it, but I think we're good. I think you've taken care of it. All right. So how do you want to plead, Mr. George? You can plead guilty, admitting the charge, and we'll proceed to sentencing. The attorney could tell you about the civil effects that would have on your license and filing SR 22s every month for a period of time. He could tell you about diversion. You might be able to apply for diversion, which is a process the county attorney offers, and how it could end up in a dismissal and kept off your record.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, that one.
Well, are you going to want an attorney to talk to you about all these options? I'm giving you more than what I necessarily have to. Have you changed your mind? You want to talk to an attorney?
Yes.
All right.
No,
so
you don't want to talk to her. No.
Grandma, you're not an attorney, are you?
I'm leaving. I'll be good.
And Your Honor,
Being kicked out.
No attorney.
Your Honor,
Yes.
with all due respect, the state would have it noted on the record that if the court is going to continue conducting hearings in this fashion, the state does have concerns about judicial economy and timely administration of justice if the court is going to allow non-parties to actions to speak on the record.
All right. So you're chastising me for letting Grandma be in the room with this guy and the dad on the other one. That is noted, Mr. Regier. Your point is well taken, and I'll take it under advisement. What I will do at future hearings and whether I will allow it is yet to be seen, but thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. George, back to you and the matter at hand. I want to clarify once and for all, do you or do you not want an attorney? You've waived the counsel, and I could say, well, you're stuck with that. You waive counsel and proceed, but I'm trying to look at this individually and make sure you know what you're doing when you waive your right to counsel. And I'm still not satisfied that even though Grandma said waive your right to counsel, that was your decision or that you knew the impact of it. So do you, as an individual, want to talk to an attorney about different options that might be to your best interest?
No.
So you want to proceed without an attorney, even though I've told you an attorney could help you, maybe even get this dismissed.
Yes.
And are you saying this just because Grandma said that initially?
No.
You're doing this because you're an adult and this is what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you want to recess to talk to your grandma about this before we
No.
go any further? All right. And you've read and signed the waiver of counsel form in front of you?
Yes.
And you don't want to look into diversion?
No.
No, he's gonna look into it. Yes, you're looking into diversion. You don't need an attorney.
All right, Grandma, you said
I
you were
just don't
gonna be
know,
good. Grandma, you said you're gonna be good and leave and you didn't. Young man,
Well,
She did. She went to the hallway, but
the hallway's not, doesn't have the door
she
shut.
still
I
was,
understand, and I understand.
I think he does.
I'm just getting confused. I just
I
don't.
think he is a little confused. I think he does want to apply for a diversion.
All
But
right. But he
Yeah.
doesn't have to have, okay, well, you don't have to have an attorney to apply for diversion, but there may be some better options out there that you can talk to an attorney about. I'm going to accept your waiver at this point. I'm going to set this over to another date for status control. All right, so let's set this over to let's put it on a Monday just in case he does come up with an attorney, Destiny.
Okay, Your Honor, that would be December 1st then.
December 1st at 9 a.m. you have to be back here or on Zoom. Now, if you want to go down and talk to the county attorney about diversion, or if you want to go to their website and look at it, what's your website? BU for Butler County, BUCOKS.com. Look for the diversion and see if you qualify, because you have to qualify for it. Then you have to agree to the terms, and if you do agree and complete the terms, then they agree that they'll dismiss the charges against you. And it would be a good way to keep your record clean. And as young as you are, there's lots of advantages to that too, civilly for insurance and other purposes. But Mr. George, you need to make sure you know what you're doing and that you're doing it of your own free will, because again, for the zillionth time, you're an adult. I'm going to continue the $1,000 surety bond that you or someone posted for you June 19th of 2025. The added condition is this: you either, if you're going to hire an attorney, where did he go? There he is. If you're going to hire an attorney, you have that attorney with you December 1st at 9 a.m. If you're going to apply for court appointed, you get the application back, get it today before you leave and get it back to the court before that date. Or if you're going to apply for diversion, you get that application in this week. Don't wait to court and try to say I'm applying for diversion, because there's no guarantee you're going to get any extra time.
Okay.
If you are looking at a serious charge and you don't, that can have all kinds of issues as a result of it, and you want to make sure you know what you're doing. All right, are you clear on that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions before you go?
No.
All right, take that application just in case you want to apply for an attorney. Deputy can get it to you.
Gave it to him.
And you can ask the county attorney down the hall if they have any diversion paperwork, but I think they're going to say you have to do it all online, so go to the website.
Sure.
But whatever you do, come back to court December 1st at 9 a.m. and a warrant will issue. And you are on bond. You'll probably lose your bond money, and hot rod bail bonds will be after you for that $1,000. So, all right, you may go, sir.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
I think the Clayton Perry's ready to go again.
No, bring him. Is he the one that had his dad with him?
Yes.
All right. All right, Mr. Perry, while you were gone, I was chastised by the state and admonished for letting you guys have family members present. I'll let that go at that for now. But so is your dad going to be trying to be involved, or are you going to make your own decisions now?
I'll make my own decisions. He's not in the room now, but yeah.
Well, I know these are big decisions and parents' opinions are very important, and I respect that. But at this time, I need your response to whether you're going to have an attorney or not.
I made a decision that I would not like an attorney, and that I would do no contest.
All right, so if you'll sign that waiver, read and sign that waiver of counsel in front of you.
He already did, Judge.
All right. And how do you plead to count 1, driving while suspended, a Class B non-person misdemeanor crime?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Denying the charge. And how do you plead to count 2, driving without proof of liability insurance, also a Class B misdemeanor crime?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Denying that charge as well. I will set these then for bench trial. Is that what you're seeking? By these not guilty pleas?
Yeah, I'm just stating that not guilty, but I would like to do no contest with no attorney.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said guilty. You said no contest to both of these?
No contest, Your Honor.
To both driving while suspended and no liability insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, by pleading no contest, you're not admitting the charges, but you don't want to deny them and take them to trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
No trial. Do you understand that even though you're not admitting these charges, by pleading no contest, you will still be found guilty if I have a factual basis to them, and they will go on your record as convictions? Without a
Yes,
trial.
Your Honor.
And there'll be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. No,
All
pleading no contest.
Okay. Anyone making you enter these no contest pleas by threats
No,
or
ma'am.
promises?
Just free volitional decision, yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Mr. Regier, you have a factual basis to support these two charges, I trust?
Yes, Your Honor. As a preliminary matter, it would appear that pursuant to the amended information, count 2 was previously dismissed. So count 1, driving while suspended, is the only count currently before the court. So the state does not consider it appropriate to proceed insofar as count 2 is concerned, if the court will pardon the editorial.
Thank you. That is correct. Please proceed with factual basis to count 1 only, driving while suspended, as we did establish prior to the recess that count 2 was dismissed previously.
Thank you, Your Honor. One moment, please. Your Honor, if I may.
Please do.
Your Honor, pursuant to the ticket in this matter, were this case to proceed to trial, the state's evidence would show that a stop occurred on June 24th, 2024, involving a 2018 Toyota. The location of the stop, as indicated on the ticket, appears to be K254 and Southwest Adams Road. The state's information is that it is within Butler County boundaries between Towanda and Benton city limits. Besides citing the defendant for one alleged violation of KSA 8262, the state would introduce at trial, as well as through testimony, the certified driving record. The same certified driving record appears to include a notice of suspension dated April 2nd, 2024, prior to the June 24th, 2024 stop. The notice of suspension dated April 2nd, 2024, further appears to include a suspension date of the same date, as well as the name of an individual who appears to be the defendant in this case, as well as a local address.
All right, the state providing a factual basis and the defendant pleading no contest. I do find the defendant guilty of count 1, driving while suspended. Count 2 is dismissed. At this time, we'll proceed to sentencing recommendations. Mr. Regier.
Yes, Your Honor. In this matter, the state is prepared to recommend the statutory minimum fine of $100 that the court impose court costs and a non-reporting probationary period of 6 months. The state is further recommending a suspended jail sentence of 120 days.
Mr. Perry, anything you want to say or recommend prior to my determination of your sentence? You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
No, ma'am.
Okay, at this time, because you have been found guilty of count 1, driving while suspended, the sole remaining count, I will fine you $100 and assess court costs of $108 for a total due of $208.
Okay.
You will also be given a jail sentence of 120 days if you do not want to serve. What is it you're doing there, sir? What are you writing? Just your sentence?
I'm not writing anything. It just shows the fine amount on this piece of paper.
I wrote down what his fine and court costs and his probation was. He's reading it.
Okay. Your jail sentence will be 120 days. If you do not want to go down and serve 120 days in jail, you must complete successfully a 6-month non-reporting probation. Non-reporting means you do not have to see a probation officer, but for 6 months, you are on probation, 6 months from today.
So what does that mean exactly?
That means as long as you comply with your probation, you will not have to do the jail sentence. If
Okay,
you do not comply with your probation, it can be revoked anywhere between now and the next 6 months, and you could be ordered to go in and serve the 120 days. Now, to keep it from being revoked, here are the terms you have to comply with. There are only
okay,
2. Number 1, do not violate any laws for the next 6 months. No speeding, no jaywalking, no bank robbery, none of any kind. Pay your taxes as
okay.
ordered by federal, state, and city law. Number 2, you have to pay the total due of $208, and you can pay that today at the clerk of the district court, or do you need some extra time to pay that?
No, I'll pay that today.
All right, if you pay today, you can pay in person at the clerk of the district court. They have a fund, they can put that in. Otherwise, we need to get the journal entries in, and then you could pay. All right, to pay today by 5 o'clock today. And he has been processed, deputy?
Yes.
All right, so that should do it. Do those 2 things and you shouldn't have to get your probation revoked or serve your jail time. Mr. Regier, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything further, Mr. Perry?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. You and your father are excused at this time.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, next one I have coming up is Wanita Shipley, Shipley with an S. Hi.
We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1324, State of Kansas versus Wanita J. Shipley. Jared Regier for the state. Are you Mrs. Shipley?
Mom, she said, are you Mrs. Shipley?
Yes,
Turn it up.
All right, Mrs. Shipley, can you hear me?
yes,
All right, you're here because apparently you were stopped in the office or you weren't able to provide proof of insurance.
I wasn't stopped. I had a problem and they just appeared.
Okay.
Well, she was driving a truck that we don't normally ever use. Her other car didn't start and she wanted to run an errand. So the car
All
she
right,
drove.
is that her, excuse me, is that her attorney talking?
It's her daughter.
Does she have
Okay.
an attorney today?
No.
Is she of sound mind?
Yeah.
All right. Is there a reason she can't answer for herself?
No, I was just trying to explain of what happened.
I know I've had a rash of that this morning of family members wanting to explain, and I get that, but legally I need to have her take accountability. and answer.
Okay.
So Mrs. Shipley, something was happening that you had contact with officers, and they determined that on April 25th or 29th of 2025, you had been operating a motor vehicle, and when they demanded proof of insurance, you were not able to provide it. Either you didn't have insurance or you didn't have the proof where you could find it for them. And this is called a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If you are found guilty of this, you would have to pay a fine of at least $300 up to $1,000. And you could do up to 6 months in jail, although probation is an option. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you, and if you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply to see if you qualify for court appointed, or you could waive your right and represent yourself. Do you wish to talk to an attorney and have an attorney represent you on this before we get much further into it?
I need to discuss this with my daughter. What do you think?
Okay, but she's not an attorney, she told me.
No, but I need to get an attorney, you're saying.
Well, I'm saying if you want legal advice on it, you probably should have an attorney. I will let you have a recess to talk to your daughter, if you want, but if she doesn't have the legal advice, she may not be able to answer the legal questions for you.
Okay.
So are you able to hire an attorney?
I have just, can I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Sure, go ahead.
She has never committed any crime at all, ever. She's 83 years old. We
Okay,
have
now
proof
this
of
must be
any-
the daughter talking.
Yeah, that's why I asked permission if I could talk.
All right, and what's your name for the record?
Sandy Shipley,
A-N-D-I?
Sandy.
Sandy,
Shipley.
S-A-N-D-Y, okay.
And it's Shipley, Shipley.
And you're saying that the defendant is your mother and she's
My
83.
mom. She's 83 years old. She's never committed any crime in her entire life. We have proof of the insurance to show. I just wonder if there's a way that we can just take care of this today without having the expense of hiring an attorney and just resolve it right now. I mean, we have the insurance, whatever fine we have to pay, I can pay it right now.
Let me
And
ask you this, Ms. Shipley, did she have insurance on the vehicle on April 29th of 25? Or did she go out and get it after the fact? That makes a difference? Because rather than asking you to answer that question, which could incriminate her at a trial, let me put it this way. If she had insurance at the time she was driving, she needs to take that to the county attorney and or bring that back to trial if we have a trial. If she did not have it at the time, it really won't be relevant because she's charged with not having insurance on April 29th of 25. So
I could step out and make a really quick phone call to her insurance agent and find out if she did have insurance at that time.
what I'm going to do is enter a plea of not guilty and set this over. Let's put this on a trial date. When would that be, Destiny?
Your Honor, I have an available spot on October 22nd, if that would also work for the state.
Would that give you time to get any subpoenas you need, Mr. Regier, October 22nd? Sounds like you may not have a trial, but just in case it would go to trial.
Your Honor, from the state's perspective, that would appear sufficient. Also, I would, for purposes of timely administration, this does appear to be a case where the defendant appears pursuant to a summons.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to set this for a bench trial. It'll be by Zoom, November 22nd at 3:30.
Does Zoom mean we come back here?
You can come back here or you can do it by Zoom on your computer at home if you know how to do that. Some people don't. It's easier just to come back here to the courthouse.
Okay.
But it will be set for trial, so she'll want to bring her paperwork and she'll want to bring any witnesses that she might want to call. And she can issue subpoenas through the clerk's office if she wants. But this will give her time to take the proof of insurance down the hall where you are now to the county attorney. Let them look at that. They will want to call and verify it anyway with the insurance person. Because sometimes you get those papers in the mail that say good through such and such, but that's only contingent upon payment. And that will also give her time to go online and look at the diversion program that the county attorney has. That will give her time to talk to an attorney. If she wants to apply, it'll give her time to apply for court appointed. She can get the application here at the courthouse.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
If she just applies for the diversion, what does that consist of? Like, can she just apply now for diversion because she isn't even going to own this vehicle or ever drive it again? So,
well, the diversion is a creation by law of the county attorney. So you'll have to ask the county attorney those questions to make sure she can apply and qualify. No point in applying if she doesn't qualify from the get-go. And I know it does get a little trickier when they get rid of the car. That makes it a little harder.
Well, we still have it, but we have someone that wants to buy it, but I didn't want to sell it until I didn't know if we would be allowed to or what was going on. We don't have any experience in any of this stuff.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
From my experience, sometimes the county attorney has an available diversion coordinator to talk to you about those things. Sometimes they say, we've got so much going on, you have to go online and do it. And she may
Okay.
need your assistance to help her, or maybe someone else to help her, depending on who's the guru in the family of the computers.
Yeah, but that'll have to be my daughter. We'll have to skip another generation.
So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because, the younger ones pick it up so quickly and the rest of us,
Yeah.
we're not even exposed to it, so.
Yes, ma'am.
So
what
just make a note on your calendar to come back, and you said, November, tell me that date again, Destiny. October?
It was, Your Honor, October 22nd at 1:30.
All right, put that on your calendar. And if you're
Okay.
diverted, if she's diverted by then, she won't have to come back. But clarify that with the county attorney rather than just have her miss court, because I'd sure hate to issue a warrant, and I know none of you would want that either.
No.
And
So we can talk to her right now possibly, and if we can't, then we have to make an appointment with her. Am I understanding that right?
with the diversion coordinator. Mr. Regier, do you have a designated diversion coordinator at this time?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor. However, as the court is well aware, all information concerning diversion from the state's understanding is available online at the Butler County website.
All right. And if you talk to security out there, they can put you in a computer. I think they have an accessible computer there in the courthouse.
Okay. All righty. Was there something else?
Judge, she's gonna have to be processed.
Oh, yeah. Kansas law says anyone charged with an A or B misdemeanor has to be processed, which means she's going to have to go out to the jail and get her fingers and fingerprint and photo taken. I'm going to give her $1,000 OR bond. She doesn't have to put any money up, but she will need to do that. Officer, if there's any way that she can get that done today with one swoop at all of this, but I know that's not your call or mine to make, but
We'll see what we could get done.
all right, thank you.
Yeah, it'd be really great if we could get this all solved for her anxiety level.
Sure, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So there's lots of hoops to jump through. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Anything else from anyone?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. You may go now. We'll be in recess.
Okay. All right, let's go on the record in the matter of Leisha Miranowski, 251233. An appearance for the people, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Captain Miranowski, 85417 for the people of Wanita.
Thank you. And Principal.
Your Honor, John Gold for P3078 on behalf of Ms. Miranowski.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Miranowski, your name for the record, please.
Leisha Miranowski.
And Ms. Ness, if you can please unmute. Ma'am, with Naomi's Ness, can you please restate your name? I didn't hear you.
Miss Darnell and Miss Scott.
Darnell?
Yes.
Miss Scott, Scott?
Yes.
You are a person. Miss Darnell, what's your first name?
We didn't hear you.
Miss Darnell, what is your first name?
Cynthia.
Cynthia, Cynthia.
Correct.
Scott, what is your first name?
Bianca.
Bianca?
Yes.
And so I'm going to have both Ms. Darnell, Ms. Scott, and Ms. Miranowski, all please raise your right hands. Do you all solemnly swear or affirm testimony about to be said the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Darnell?
Yes.
Ms. Miranowski?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, all right. There. So the allegations are that Ms. Miranowski had been held in treatment at Naomi's Nest. And was terminated from that facility based upon actions on facility violations and threatening actions.
Correct.
And so we adjourned it to today's date for clarification of those. Because there's a bond violation hearing regarding those there. And so also that's why you're here as a prosecutor since I'm supposed to be a neutral higher fact. So I shouldn't be the one doing all the questioning. Okay. All right. So is your client still pleading not guilty, or is she wanting a hearing, or going to take testimony?
The court set the hearing. There's no doubt that she was in violation of the line violation, but there's an explanation. When we were here last week, we just have the allegation. I did receive the documents further indicating what the actions were. I don't know if this is complete, but this is what we have here. So the court said the court set the date for a hearing for bond violations. We read it last week. I've been pleased by some.
So not guilty.
That's actually
Well, that is true.
But the only reason you're
not holding the bond violation hearing, you took not guilty plea because it was my understanding, I recall correctly, that there was not theory regarding the facility rules and the threatening of the staff. So I just sent it for hearing. There be nobody's best staff members present, so that we can either hold the hearing or there can be clarification, and your client is going to plead guilty or not guilty.
I understand, John. Well,
so what are we doing?
Well, I get the hearing and I told because there's not. They told me certain things in the document that I received.
I did.
And so that is the choice. I've spoken to Miss Marinowski. I've told her what the allegations are. She said, I had some conversations, but I wasn't acting in an aggressive manner. She also indicated that.
It sounds like you're testifying on behalf of your client. So, Miss Kuzniak, would you like to begin right here?
Okay.
Either Miss Darnell or Miss Scott.
Yes. Mr. Darnell or Miss Scott, which one of you had the contact with the defendant?
Both.
For you, you got squeezed out and know what you know.
Okay, so Miss Darnell, we'll start with yourself.
Okay.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Cynthia Darnell.
Okay, and could you please state where do you work?
Naomi's Nest.
And what is your position at Naomi's Nest?
Residential tech.
And do you know the defendant, Alicia Marinowski?
Do I know her?
Yes. So have you had contact with her?
Yes.
Okay. And what are the rules of being in treatment at Naomi Nest?
No bullying, no threatening.
Okay. And what was the contact that you had with Mrs. Marinowski?
Well, she kept beating on the door, so I went to open the door and she wanted to use the phone. And when I wouldn't let her use the phone, because our rules is, like I explained to her, you can use it for 5 minutes, one time per shift. She walked up on me like 2 or 3 times, like threatening me, like basically she's going to bully me to move out the way. So that's when I backed up. And she started yelling and screaming about going out to smoke.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
Could you repeat that last part, please?
She started yelling and screaming about she wanted to go out to smoke.
Okay. During any of this time, did you feel threatened by Mrs. Marinowski?
Yes, I did feel threatened. She had been threatening us
since the whole time she been here. When I was doing her intake, threatening me about.
That's that part close for her, you're saying?
Here's the thing, but maybe, can you clarify when you say she's been threatening since she arrived? Can you clarify what statements were made?
Well, I was doing her intake, and I went to tell her that we can't have phones here in our, and she stated, "Don't take my phone." That's the reason why I beat my dad up. So that's when I asked her, did she want to get on the 1-800 number because we couldn't have phones. And then when I said that I was going to call the police, that's when she said, no, you could take my phone. You could take my phone.
Okay. Was there any other contact that you had with Mrs. Marinowski besides this occasion?
Well, I'm not the RT. We have more contact than any other person. And when we went outside, she didn't have a cigarette. So she was mad she didn't have a cigarette. And that's when she walked up on another client and made her give her cigarette, which I'll explain to her that they can't share cigarettes.
Okay. Okay, the court is satisfied with or the prosecution is satisfied with Ms. Scott's testimony.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Goldman, would you like to inform your okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your name, please?
Cynthia Darnell.
Okay, that's Mr. Darnell. Mr. Darnell, so when was she actually, when did you do the initial intake?
On the 28th.
On the 28th. And
which month?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. And this disturbance, for lack of a better term, okay, let's put it this way. At the intake, did you discuss smoking and the rules and regulations with respect to that?
Yes. We also have a paper that they read.
Okay. And did it anywhere in there say that you can't actually use and ask a person to provide you with a cigarette?
To provide you with a cigarette?
Pardon?
I never said nobody couldn't provide her with a cigarette. I said you can't share the cigarette.
You can't share it with, I understand that.
Right. You can't smoke. You can't smoke with a cigarette and then give it to somebody else to smoke.
Oh, okay. And is that part of is that written down as part of the rules and regulations, or is it just understood?
That's wrote down in the rules and regulations.
Oh, okay. And so you're saying that when you had this discussion regarding using the phone, when was that?
I always do it while I'm doing the intake.
Okay. Well, on the 29th, did you have any contact with Miss Marinowski?
Yes.
And what that contact about?
As I was stated, I answered the door when she was beating on the door.
Okay.
She used the phone. That's when I explained to her she couldn't use the phone and she had already used it previous. That's when she walked up on me like 2 or 3 times and I stepped back.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Had she used the phone during that shift?
Yes, the morning shift.
Okay. And what time did she come knocking on your door?
You want me to tell you the precise time or around the time?
Around the time.
It was in the afternoon.
Okay.
Maybe 2 or it had to be about 3 because Hughes came in, right?
Okay. So
Had to be close to 3.
Pardon?
Had to be close to 3.
close to 3. And the shift is from what time to what time?
My shift is from 8 and the next shift coming at 3:30.
Okay, so at approximately 3 o'clock, she came to use the phone, and you told her you can't use it because you're only allowed to use it one time, one shift, right?
Correct.
Did she
told her that she
indicate
already
what time did she use the phone?
Hold on. Only one at a time. What was that, Miss Arno?
I told her that she couldn't use it on my shift again. She had already used it on my shift.
At what time did she use it on your shift initially?
So I can't, all I know was in the morning. We had like 10 women in there.
Okay. You said that
Maybe
for
between 9 and 12. It was before lunch. She had called somebody to drop her off some cigarettes and some clothing.
okay,
She wanted to keep calling them to see if they had dropped her when.
okay. And you told you can't do it again on the shift, correct?
Correct.
So this, and she came up on you at that point in time, is that right?
When I opened the door.
You have arguments about it, correct?
I didn't hear the last part of your
So was there an argument, or she just came up on you and made some comments? Is that
she
right?
hollering and screaming. She just yelling.
Okay. And you know why Miss Marinowski is in there, is that correct? Tethered to Naomi's nest?
Did I know why?
Yes.
Yeah, she had told me that she beat up her dad because he took her phone.
And were you aware that at the time she was tethered to Naomi's nest, one of the conditions is that she's supposed to be getting mental health treatment? Is that correct?
Now that part I don't know about a mental health. All I know is the reason why she said she was in the facility.
Okay. So other than these contacts, you haven't had any discussions as to her mental health treatment or being tethered there for certain reasons. Is that correct?
What's the last part? I didn't hear the last part.
So in other words, other than you being her supervisor or these conversations regarding the phone, the cigarettes, and things like that, you don't have any insight into what she's supposed to be doing regarding mental health. Is that correct?
No, that's not. I don't do that part.
No.
Okay. Any follow-up questions?
Why would I do that?
All right. Any questions for Ms. Scott?
Miss Scott, you also work for Naomi's Nest?
Yes.
And what is your position there?
I am a driver and I'm also a residential tech.
Okay. And what dates did you have contact with the defendant, Miss Marinowski?
Well, it started the first day, which is the 28th. I actually picked her up from jail, from Wayne County Jail. And I drove her to the facility, Naomi's Nest. So that was the first contact I had with her.
Okay, and was there anything that occurred during, that contact with Miss Marinowski?
Not at that time, no. Not that I didn't have any, just bringing her to the facility, getting her set up for her intake. That was the only facility, interaction I had with her that day.
Okay, when was the next time that you saw Miss Marinowski?
The next day, which is the 29th, my shift is from 10 to 4.
Okay, can you tell me about the occurrence with her on that day?
When I came in, she was displaying very aggressive behavior. It was a time that I did try to calm her down, let her know that if she do have cigarettes, the time that she could get her cigarettes, which is the next shift when the house opened, and she was saying that she was not understanding the rules and she not going by any rules, and I was racist and things like that. So I just kind of stepped back from interacting with her at that time because she was frustrated and I wanted her to calm down. So
can you describe
several times throughout that shift, though, from my whole shift, very aggressive behavior.
I'm
I
gonna
took
object to this
him out
point.
on the
Hold on, just a moment, ma'am, just a moment. There's an objection, so just a moment. What's your?
I'm objecting. She asked a certain question and then she's going on and on. You'll.
Okay, ma'am,
The question.
ma'am, could you just,
Hold on, there's an objection. So I have to let Mr. Goboff finish the objection, and I'll give you an opportunity to respond to the objection, then to rule on the objection.
She initially, there's no problems. On her first shift. Next time she saw her was sometime during the 29th. And she had some conversations with her. Then she's going back to, well, on the next shift, so I'm objecting to the nature of the question.
You're objecting to the nature of
Well, not the nature so much, Your Honor, as she said, well, she was aggressive. So I tried to calm her down, that's not a problem. Then she went to, so she's answered the questions regarding on the 29th. Then she went back to, well, my previous shift. And so I'm objecting to that.
Okay, your response, Russell?
if we may, could we just start with the contact on the 29th?
Okay, the court's going to overrule the objection because the court finds that the additional testimony by Ms. Scott is a continuation to establish the behavior, so to speak, of Ms. Marinowski. So I want to overrule the objection. You may continue, counsel.
Thank you. Ms. Scott, could you describe how Ms. Marinowski was being aggressive in the contact that you're speaking about on August the 29th?
Okay, well, around 11:30 a.m., I take the ladies out on a smoke break. So I had took her out on a smoke break, and then she was getting very close to several other new ladies, walking up on them. And then,
just a moment, ma'am.
I've seen another person that now come in on the Zoom. I'm going to ask.
That's the same, that's Ms. Darnell.
Okay, then I'm going to ask that Ms. Darnell is already identified. I'm going to ask that she step out here during the testimony.
Well, counsel, she was there. She stepped out for a moment, came back in with a jacket. Both parties, both witnesses were there to begin with for testimony.
I understand.
Only one was testifying at a time. I'm just going to continue as is. Ms. Darnell can't contribute anything to testimony. So, okay.
Ms. Scott, please continue. How, was Ms. Marinowski acting aggressive on, August 29th?
okay, so I noticed that she was walking very close to two other ladies. So I kind of went near them, and I asked, can they kind of keep their space and their distance? And during that time, I heard her saying to one of the ladies, there's going to be some Hitler stuff around here today. No. And so.
Yeah, I can't, Ms. Darnell, I can't have you interfere with any testimony.
Come on, step out.
I'm going to have to ask you to step out if you continue.
I didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. It was just me talking, Miss Scott.
I'm sorry. That other conversation's coming from the jail.
Oh,
I apologize. I'm going to mute your client, counsel. I heard her talking and I didn't realize the jail was unmuted. You may continue.
Okay, Ms. Scott, was there any other aggressive behavior?
Yes, after the smoke break, it continued to go on throughout the whole entire shift. She was knocking on the door, bamming on the door. She might calm down for a little while, but then she'll be back at the door. She'll open up the door, come out the door. She was running out. She said she was going to use the phone, even when she was told no. She wasn't trying to hear anything we really was trying to say. She just continued to display disruptive behavior, knocking on the door, bamming, screaming throughout the whole shift. We didn't even leave. I didn't even leave till close to 4 because I was kind of scared until the police arrived. I was kind of scared. Yes.
Okay. And during this time, did you feel threatened by Ms. Marinowski?
No, I didn't feel threatened, but I was scared for my coworker.
Okay. No further questions.
I thank you, Mr. Robots.
I'm sorry. Now, Ms. Scott, correct? Ms. Scott, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Scott, you deal with intake, is that correct?
I deal with transportation. I pick the clients up from Wayne County Jail, doctor's appointments, wherever they need to go throughout the facility. I'm also, when I'm not driving, I'm a residential tech, so I step in and help monitor the clients and serve them wherever they need, whatever needs to be done.
And during your interaction with Miss Marinowski, you were directed to bring her to Naomi's Nest.
Yes.
And were you aware of the terms and conditions? And she's supposed to be receiving mental health treatment while at Naomi's Nest.
I'm just the driver. So only thing I do is get her paperwork and I transport her. But I am aware that most people that do come have mental health issues. So I automatically assume, maybe that could be the case, but we don't 100% know their situation until the paperwork come in from the jail, the court, or their probation officer.
Okay. And so in your experience, I'm not just talking about Miss Marinowski, but in your experience as a driver and as an assistant in the fine job you're doing, is it unusual for those that are at Naomi's Nest for, among other reasons, mental health treatment, that at times those individuals act out in aggressive manners while they're trying to be treated?
I am aware of that, yes.
Yeah. And sometimes individuals make claims which really are just due to their mental illness and not because they are aggressive or assaultive by nature. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
And you attributed a statement to Miss Marinowski while on a smoke break. Did you discuss this with Miss Marinowski at that time?
No, I asked her just because she kept give distance. I heard what was said. And then I just asked her to keep her distance because I did not want to upset her or anything. So I just I just said, can you please keep your distance? She backed back at that time. She did what I asked. And then that was it.
Okay, so she made a comment that you overheard or whatever it was. You talked to her, didn't say anything about the comment, but you stayed back up and she followed your direction. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
Nothing else, huh?
Okay, any redirect. Okay, no. Any further witnesses for the people?
No.
All right, Mr. Moha, any witnesses for
Miss Marinowski.
Ms. Arya? Ms. Marinowski, okay. She's already been warned. Ms. Marinowski, please sit on mute. All right.
Yes.
All right, counsel, you may review your line.
Miss Marinowski, you've been sitting there listening to the testimony. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And did there come a point in time when you became upset and wanted to use the phone?
I felt as if.
No, ma'am, the question was there a time? It's yes or no.
Was there what?
Was there a time you wanted to use the phone? That was the question.
Yes.
Answer these questions, yes or no.
Okay.
Until you're asked.
Yes, I did want to use the phone.
I'm sorry, I was still speaking, so I didn't hear what your answer was.
Okay. Did there come a point in time? Miss Marinowski, did there come a point in time when you wanted to use the phone on the 29th, I believe it was?
Yes.
And did you have a discussion with Miss Darnell regarding that?
I don't know who Miss Darnell is.
Okay. When you were actually brought in, that was by Miss Scott, and you went through an intake process. Is that correct?
What was it? Can you repeat the question?
When you were brought in to Naomi's Nest from a jail, That was by the Scott. Do you recall that?
The one who drove me to Naomi's news?
Yes.
That was Miss Scott. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you recall that? Or are you just saying that because
Yes, I recall that.
Okay. And then you met with another individual and they gave you the rules and regulations. Is that correct?
They read me, yes.
Did you
Well,
recall?
no, they didn't read them to me.
All right. Did they provide you with documentation or paperwork as to what rules you had to follow?
They gave me a pamphlet, but I didn't read it.
Okay. And who gave you the pamphlet?
One of the staff members at Naomi's Nest.
Recall who that was?
I'm trying to recall. I think it was Miss Darnell, the one that's on video right there.
Okay. And did you have another, on the next day, did you have a conversation with Miss Darnell regarding the use of telephone?
The conversation did come up, but I believed that other people there were getting more rights than I was. And I believe I was being treated unfairly.
And you made that known to them. Is that right?
So I didn't believe anything they were telling me. And all the rules seemed to be on the walls. And there was no rule saying that we couldn't use the telephone any more than twice a day. Because they kept pointing to the wall and telling me to read the wall where all the rules were.
And did you, you're there for mental health treatment, is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand the importance that you have to go through for mental health, is that correct?
Yes.
And did you at any time, at least to your recollection, make any threats or walk up on people? To your recollection?
All I was asking to do was smoke a cigarette because I saw other people smoking cigarettes. And I had my own cigarettes there and they were refusing to let me smoke a cigarette when they were letting all the other people go outside to smoke a cigarette. And I believed I was being treated unfairly and I felt cornered. So I was trying to express my identity by trying to make myself heard that I was there. And I even threatened to call 911 because I was afraid that they were going to do something to me. And they refused to let me call 911.
And counsel?
What was that?
Speaking to the prosecuting attorney.
Okay.
Cross-examining right now.
Ms. Marinowski, when you were in treatment at Naomi's Nest, did you have contact with Miss Scott and Miss Darnell?
Yes.
Did you display any aggressive or threatening behavior towards them while you were there?
I was yelling.
You were yelling, and did you display any other type of aggressive behavior that would make them feel unsafe?
No.
You said that you did not read the rules and regulations that were handed to you by Miss Scott upon your arrival, but that the rules were posted on the wall. Did you ever read the rules that were posted on the wall?
I tried to read almost every single one of the rules that were on the wall, and none of them stated that we could not make more than 2 phone calls a day.
Okay. Did any of the rules on the wall talk about how you were to treat the employees at Naomi's Nest?
No, but there were ways to deflate. So if you got angry, and I tried those tactics, and they didn't work on me.
Okay, no further questions.
Ma'am, did you make the statement to to either Miss Darnell or Miss Scott about the phone and how your dad got beat up because he wouldn't give you a phone?
I never stated that was the reason. I never stated anything like that.
Did you make a comment about Hitler?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. Anything from those questions that were listed additional questions by either counsel?
No, Your Honor.
No, you're not. Okay. All right. Any further witnesses, counsel, for the defense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any closing arguments by the people?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Roval, do you want to
Just I mean, this statute, the matter, Miss, Nasty, Marion, excuse me, where's the tether to, sessions? She was there for the mental health treatment. She was there for, by my calculations, less than, it's interesting because, less than 24 hours. I'm sure when the violations occurred, and I say that because in the original documents that we received, this incident regarding the phone call, and it's now tried to use the phone twice in the same shift. It indicates that the tether.
The defense would like to make a statement.
Excuse me, your attorney is speaking, ma'am. Your testimony has been completed. Now is not the time for you to make a statement.
Okay. I think that makes it so.
You want your client to make a statement?
You are.
Yes.
Just,
ma'am, I was asking your attorney.
she can make a statement.
Okay,
We've had some discussions regarding her mental health stuff.
he says you can make a statement. Go ahead, ma'am.
I have been sitting here for who knows how long now, and I found out I'm pregnant because they only give you the low bunk if you're pregnant in jail. It will state low bunk on your one of these things. I don't know if you know what these are. These are what they do use here, and if you are on low bunk, I'm getting to the point here.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm getting I'm on low bunk and my uniform is too tight, and I have been sitting here for longer than an hour, and it's suffocating me. And it's suffocating me right now. And if I make a false statement or make a statement that is, I haven't made any false statements, but I can't. I feel like I'm about to pass out, and I have no idea what's going on right now.
Hey, let me ask this question, ma'am. You said that you found out you're pregnant because you're on the low bunk. Have you had a pregnancy test?
Yeah.
And that came back positive?
Yes, and they didn't feed me lunch yet. I haven't eaten anything today at all. And I am sitting in the courtroom and I'm wearing pants that are too tight. And I've been sitting here for about 2 hours now.
We got it. I understand. All right.
And
let me just finish up with the court then. All right.
Okay.
Which is going to something different, obviously. Your honors have indicated. The interesting part is that looking at the documentation you see, there was a phone call from the tether people, and that was about 1 o'clock on the 29th. Yet we have testimony from Ms. Darnell that this violation allegedly occurred. The violation regarding the phone call and coming up on and all those things was sometime around 3:30.
Nope. No,
3
she
o'clock.
never testified.
3 o'clock, sure. The end of her shift. And that was at around around 3 o'clock, she indicated. So it was closer to 3:30. In fact, she may have said she gets off at 3:30, but it was towards the end of her shift. And there was this rigmarole. I only bring that to your attention because, Your Honor, as she stated in her testimony, she is there. She had some conversations. She felt she was being mistreated. But along those lines, further, when she was, I don't want to say confronted, but was contacted by the staff during that smoke break back in the morning, she was indicating that, she went to talk to her and said, hey, back up. And she did. She was cooperative. So, though there may be some violations under these circumstances, and she was there for mental health treatment, which is important, and she knows she needs that. That's what we are trying to work out. I don't believe that her actions, as testified today, by Mr. Allen and Scott, would rise to the level of a bond violation, which is what we're all talking about, resulting in her being removed from Naomi's nest.
Okay. Let me ask one question clarification. Miss Darnell, is Naomi's Nest a mental health treatment facility?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Yeah.
Is Naomi's Nest a mental health treatment facility?
Yes, they do treat mental health patients.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, they do treat mental health patients.
For mental health patients?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all you're right. I don't believe that, she wants treatment. She knows that, but she doesn't, I don't believe that her actions resulted in a bond violation.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Miss Scott, I believe it was, testified that she picked up Miss Miranowski and she just knew that she was, the only reason she knew why she was there was because of the statement that Miss Miranowski herself made.
Correct. And that was,
which is accurate. That's why she's here in court.
Well,
that was the charge.
The charge. No, I agree.
So had Miss Miranowski not said that, Miss Darnell and Miss Scott wouldn't even know. So I don't find, counsel, please finish. I don't find your client's testimony credible that she didn't say that. And the court will also note that Miss Miranowski herself said that she was yelling. She didn't feel as though she was being treated fairly. And so based on the actions that she put forth and the testimony by Miss Darnell that she felt threatened, Miss Scott was not threatened, but felt threatened for Miss Darnell, and that your client didn't read the rules, that's on her own. And I guess I understand your client's there for mental health treatment, but also she still doesn't violate the rules. So this is not the place for treatment that would best work for your client. But the court does find your client guilty of bond violation. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Darnell and Ms. Scott. You may log off. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And excuse me, you're all set as well. Thank you. Okay. And so counsel, here's our 1-0. Right? I'm going that Michael, who was somebody that she apparently spoke to bring her phone cigarettes, does not something that was precluded on the order of bond. But the court does have concerns for your client's mental health and the welfare. I'm not sure. I think the emergency is something new that she has not told us previously. And do you think that your right needs to be found in treatment?
Or at least, Your Honor, because we have now entered a plea in this particular matter, the complainants, and as well as concerned Jacob, were in court at the time of the entry of the plea. They have no objection to her being returned to the filings here last week. We could.
I'm not having your return to the home right now. I'm not that we don't have all that in front before the court. So
Well, we have your list. What I'm saying, they were here. And
I didn't say that they were here, but I don't have any. I didn't modify bond conditions last week. I'm not doing that today. And what the court will do, counsel, is the court will find recovery treatment, mental health treatment, not Naomi's nest. I mean, I do apologize for your delay today, but hopefully you can have lunch now, now that we're done with these matters. But before we log off, you can't log off yet because you need to meet with Marcy for Zoom for PSI after this hearing. So I'm not sure if Marcy is logging in or not, but we will notify her. So bond and the balance of conditions are continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now let's go on.
I have a bond.
Everything's still the same, ma'am, except the order that you may be tethered to mental health treatment through the Wayne County Jail to a facility other than Naomi's Nest.
Okay.
Okay. So, but please sit tight. We have probation login. So off the record, all I know is that I've been sitting here doing cases, and given we still have a lot from the morning that
Yes, we do.
And
Yes, we do.
I don't know why.